Good morning, everybody, or afternoon, wherever you may be. This is Monica Brady. I am the account director here at Photofy. Hi, good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. This is Monica Brady. I am the account director at Photofy. With me today, I have Sharon Beck, who is the Director of Agent Services at REMAX Heritage in Kansas City. How you doing this morning, Sharon? We are going to be sharing a pre-recorded webinar that we did on Friday with James Schwartz, who is the VP of Marketing and Media Services today. But Sharon and I will be sitting in the background and watching the chat and Q&A. So feel free, if you guys have any questions for the duration of this pre-recording, please go ahead and add them to the Q&A button at the bottom of your Zoom screen, and we'll come back live after the recorded portion is done, and we'll go ahead and demo and answer your questions there. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get this webinar started. Again, we are going to be sitting in the background watching chat and the Q&A area, so please feel free to ask anything that may come up while you're watching, and we'll come back live at the end. And again, this is also going to be recorded. The duration of this will be recorded as well. So we'll share this after the webinar is over so that you can go back over any portions that you may have missed and kind of follow along. So I'm going to go ahead and get back on that recording for you. We'll see you in a few minutes. All right, everybody, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us today. I truly appreciate your time. My name is Monica Brady. I am the account director at Photofy, and I take care of the REMAX accounts as well as training and support for all of you guys. And so when you send in a ticket or support request, it's me. So thank you so much for being gentle on me. But anyhow, we are so glad you've been able to join us this morning on this webinar today with us. We have James Schwartz, our special guest, who is the VP of Marketing and Media Strategies at REMAX LLC. Thanks, James.
Good morning. Thanks for having
me. We also have Sharon Beck, as always, our beautiful Director of Agent Services at REMAX Heritage in Kansas City, Missouri. Hi, Sharon. This is going to be fun.
Hi. We're so excited to be here.
So what we wanted to go ahead and do today is give you a quick overview of how to register if you have not done that yet, and let you guys know it's super easy, and you get and James is going to give you some great ideas on how best you can use Photofy to really benefit you guys as agents and brokers and office managers as well. I mean, Photofy is built for everybody, whether you are a seasoned graphic designer or not. So we've got some stuff in there for everyone. First thing I want to touch on is how to register. If you have not done this yet, super easy. Go to our website, photofy.com/REMAX-invite. You can see a little bit about the subscription and what's included here if you scroll through, or you can go ahead and click on the Get Started button, go straight to the registration form here at the bottom. Enter your first name, last name, your email address and phone number, and your MCID. If you're not sure what that is, you can find it in Mac Center on your profile. It's also known as your associate ID or agent ID. Everybody has one. If you have any trouble finding it, there is a link right here underneath the MCID field that shows you how to locate your MCID. There's a little PDF here drawn up by REMAX for you guys that should help you locate it. And you can always contact us as well if you need additional assistance. Once you've filled this out, it will take you through a couple more steps. Make sure you get to the success page to where you can, right before that, you'll create a password. You'll see the success page, and from there, you're going to go ahead and go to your App Store, Google Play for those of you on Android, the Apple App Store for those of you on iPhones, and you'll locate search for and locate Photofy, content creation, and download it to your device. Photofy is mobile only. We are built for those of you on the go, which we know all of you always are. So download, and you'll have all the tools here at your fingertips. Once you have downloaded the app, you're going to go ahead and swipe through to the main screen, and it'll take you to the sign-in page. Tap on Business Sign-In, enter the email address and the password that you used at registration, and you should have immediate access to your REMAX assets. The first thing that's going to pop up is a profile screen. This is going to ask you to put in all of your contact information. I like to say it's your public-facing contact information, how you want customers to get a hold of you or locate you. Enter this information, and this information will pre-populate onto many of your templates, some custom artwork like the yard signs and logos that are in use within the app. So it's going to make content creation even easier when you don't have to type everything out every time. If you notice there is a typo, you can always go back to your profile by tapping on the 3 lines in the top left and then tapping on Settings and then tap on Manage Profile. Go ahead and scroll down. You'll see Update Tokens, and that's all the information that you can edit. And be sure that you save it by tapping on the little save icon on the right of each line, or save all tokens if you're making multiple changes. Once the lines turn green, you can then move forward back out of your profile and onto your main dashboard. So that's quick and easy of getting in and registering. James, if you want to show them some really cool ideas of how they can use Photofy to really enhance their marketing with all the changes that are going on in the world right now, I think this would be awesome.
Thanks, Monica. Thank you again for having me. It's a pleasure being here. And I think there's something before I jump in I want to hit on, because I get excited about when we started brainstorming this, we did this over a year ago, is the idea of the types of customers we have. And we really we know agents are mobile, especially pre-COVID. Now we're all kind of stuck at home and things are getting back to normal in some cases. Some markets are falling back into restriction. But with that, it was really around how to create content on the go on your device, on your tablet, not being tethered to an office and a laptop. And there were 3 types of users. Some of the membership I know are very savvy. They are going to create custom content, and we can support that with this tool. There's a larger section of the membership population that I think are more comfortable with templates and swapping out text and photos, and that's great. And then there's also a small subset of our membership that won't even do that. So there's this great thing with repost where instead of, we love them to share and connect with our social channels at the brand level or an office level or whatever is out there. But sometimes you want to keep that engagement on your channels. And so we've made it easy with reposts, and I'll show that in a minute as well. But I just think it's really cool to see what we've been able to create, and just think about the number of changes we've made this last year. I mean, it continues to evolve, and I'm constantly getting feedback from presentations we give or feedback from all of you with these webinars, and the team is working hard to keep iterating. And so I'll show some of that, but just kind of talk through some use cases today. So one of the things we know is a lot of our agents, because they're busy, when you think about some of the downtime at an inspection, or when you wrap up that buyer meeting or that seller meeting, or at the coffee shop, or maybe even as a team leader, you just met with a prospect. And we know that an immediate follow-up and kind of creating something personal is a great way to kind of show the savvy that you have, the hustle that we like to promote within the network, but also just the care that shows. And I think that this app can also help us in that differentiation to even get a listing if you're meeting with that prospective seller to represent that buyer or get that recruit on your team. And so now enough talking, let's get into the fun and show it. So one of the things I'm going to click in this upper left, or first before we go there, down at the bottom, there's accounts. And so as Monica mentioned, once you register and sign in, this is what most of the membership is going to see if you're an agent or a team. But some of you that are brokers, you're going to see that there's another option. Ignore mine because I've got some others here, but recruiting for REMAX. This is where we're segmenting some of the recruiting tools for broker owners when they're acknowledging birthdays, a new recruit joins, if they're prospecting with a recruit and wanting to make a connection. there's two different worlds here that our membership can play in. But for today's purposes, I'm going to stay in this REMAX side where most of you will be living. So up in the upper left, I'm going to click on photos and collages. So in this photo section, we've created these photos that you all can use there safely, but I also know a lot of you work with professional photographers, or maybe your office provides this as a feature or an extra service where you can take these images that are accessible on your cameras, on your phones, on your iPad, whatever that is, but you can also access some of these other areas such as Google Drive, Dropbox, etc. So really, if you have a photographer drop some photos in for a new listing that you've got, you can access those and create content from here. So it's really flexible. There's also this artwork section. And I love showing this example where imagine you're walking out of that listing appointment. You just told them on all the advantages and the value you can bring and why they should work with you. So in this case, say pick this sold sign and say I actually just walked out. You take a picture of the front of the home and on your way out the door, and then get in your car. And now you can create a piece of content that's branded. This is where those tokens that Monica mentioned earlier automatically populate. Now I can throw this sign down into the yard. I can keep messing around with some of the content, but now I can actually send this to that prospective seller. You know, obviously I wouldn't necessarily post this to Instagram or social channels, but I could text it to that person and say, hey, really looking forward to working with you. Let's get that home sold. So these are just fun ways where you don't have to wait to go back to the office or an hour later. Literally within a few seconds, as you saw, I just made this post or this piece of creative, I can send it to that prospect. Another cool example, there's tons of artwork. I'm going to jump into templates real quick. There's a lot in here. And to help organize this a bit, instead of scrolling through the long pages, there's these galleries that you can scroll through. And anything from collection to commercial, special holidays, if you've got something about, listing specific, awards, some of you that are career and club award winners, maybe you want to pull some of that in and promote that. There's just a lot of great options here. But what's really cool is you guys can go in and start to create and just swap out the photos and the text. A couple examples I think that are really relevant today is a lot of you are going to try, I look at Photofy as the first step, creating content, taking the fear out of creating content and getting it out there. But some of you are now looking at other options. How do I promote myself in maybe different parts of town that I want to, get market share in? Or maybe it's a part of town that you have great market share and you want to reinforce that you're that community expert. Anything like that, you can take these templates and just literally swap out the information. So in this case, one thing we have is the new branded apps. In this case, you can start to swap out some of that information. Now, in this example, if I click on the text here, I can swap out my contact info. I'm working with the teams where instead of it being remax.com, you can edit it to your website address. You could maybe swap the balloon out with your image. So we're constantly making changes to this, but you can see it's really simple just to edit this information. And now I can take this for my app. Let me go here. Apply, and now I could actually start to put this out and promote people to download my app that I've got available or visit my website. So again, we're trying to help connect the dots between some of these other products you have, but making this really simple to create the content. And then repost, I'm going to jump in real fast. So again, this is for those of you that are kind of afraid to create content or you're not comfortable with it yet, but we're starting to load in holiday information, some of the humble brags from the brand, different ways to start to connect with your consumers, your prospects, your friends and family, and creating content as if you did it all on your own, which is awesome. And then this is the one I get really excited about, video. You've heard us talk from Adam Contest down about the power of video. Truly is a differentiator. When you think about consumers and the amount of messaging we get bombarded with every day, video is a way to stand out. It's more than just reading text, whether it's long form email or text messages and website copy. But what I love about video is it lets them see who you are. It lets them see your personality, your style, the inflection in your voice, excitement, whatever that might be. But we also know that it's scary. And sometimes that, everybody thinks it's got to be this Hollywood produced high production value content. And that's not the case. There's actually studies that show when you can send an authentic piece of communication to someone and have that one-on-one communication, it cuts through that noise. And so in this case, what do I mean? Again, you walk out of that listing appointment, like I showed you before, where you could throw a fun sign with your information on a photo of the home. Well, what if you turned your video on your camera or on your iPhone or your Android device and started talking to them about, hey, just want to remind you why I think I'd be great to sell your home, or hey, it was so neat to meet so-and-so, your family, making a personal connection. Well, rather than just sending that video off, you can use these video templates and overlay that on top of that video, maybe put a little bit of reinforcement for a place to go get more information, or just remind them of your website or whatever that message might be, but allows you to personalize that. This applies not only to buyers and sellers, but also in recruiting if you're a team leader. Maybe it's also something, you want to throw a little bit of branding around. Maybe it's a community update video and there's a new park that opens up, or a new restaurant that opens up, or especially in today, changes within that world, right? Where you're trying to support the local communities that you serve. Well, you can create that content and throw a little bit of branding, because you've got a lot of options here. It's super simple. So let me pick one of these and show you what I mean. I'll pick this upper left. Obviously, I've got my information below. So if I hit text, you can see I can go in and start to modify this information. This is just pulling default off of those templates. However, if I go in and I select a video, I'm going to pick one here. I had a storm. So obviously this video may not apply, but I can take that video that I just shot and I can start to position it around a little bit and literally create that video with a little bit of branding, showing off my office information, and now post it out to social channels, text it. We've also heard some of our users that have the BombBomb app, they're able to create this content within Photofy, have that video, because it's stored then to their device, they can go send those videos out through BombBomb. So there's just a lot of great application here. And I was just, wanted to be able to have that chance to share this with you guys. And then the scheduler feature down in that lower left, that's really about, say you're at that inspection and you've got downtime between the vendors showing up. You can create the content and schedule it out. Now, it doesn't automatically post, and that's not a limitation of Photofy or what the app can do. It's because a lot of those third-party sites like Facebook and others, they're trying to restrict the automation. They're trying to get back to that authentic one-to-one connection with human beings to human beings. So think of this as a kind of a good scheduler reminder. Put it in there, create the content, this is what I want to post, and then you get reminded, hey, you want to send this, and then go click the button and kind of execute, and it'll start to post. So enough rambling. Monica, what do you think?
I think it's great.
Okay.
Awesome. So yeah, those are all some amazing ways that Photofy can totally benefit everybody. I know I forgot to mention earlier that if you do have questions for us, please feel free to use the Q&A button at the bottom. And we will make sure that we get to everybody's questions before we leave. And hopefully we'll be able to get all that figured out for you. Awesome.
Yay!
You covered a lot. So I know Sharon has some really cool ideas too, as far as some other ways you can use Photofy to fit different social channels or different postings, different uses. So let's go ahead and James, thank you so much for all that. That's awesome. But we'll go ahead and switch over to Sharon, who's going to go ahead and tell you a little bit more about changing your ratio and some really cool features.
Perfect. Let me go ahead and see if I can share my screen here. And then what I'll do is I will go ahead and go over different templates that you can create a template and then go in and add more pizzazz, more flair to that template under photos and collages, and by doing different ratios. I will definitely get you some different ratios in here. So let's do this. I'm gonna pull up in my Photofy. One of the things I really like that I love the ratio that I've gone in and created is the digital business card. Now, we all talk about having a digital business card, being able to text it to somebody, being able to email it to somebody. Well, under templates, they've actually created a template for your digital business card. So across the top here, if you scroll over, go ahead and change my mouse. If you scroll over on the top up here, this is going to give you different areas to log into, or not log into, but to go into so that you can see what's underneath them. New agents, expired listings, FSBOs. But if I keep scrolling over, I'm going to be able to find those business cards. And so then what I can do is I can pull up one of these business cards. Now, these are great business cards, but I need to add a little bit more flair to them because I'm a little extra. So I'm going to find one that I want to edit so that I can add more pizzazz to. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this left one right here. I'm going to click on that. Now, if you have your, oh, my title's wrong there. If you have your tokens already completed, which you should have, then it's going to automatically pre-fill in your information. And so if anything needs to be changed, like, so I can go in and I can change the text here. I'm technically not Director of Agent Services and Technology. I'm just Director of Agent Services. So I'm going to click that. And then I'm going to go down to the address because I don't live in Denver. I live in Kansas City. So let me go ahead. And if I wanted to, oh, that took all of that off. Can I click cancel? I can click cancel. Perfect. So I'm going to go back to text and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to delete this. Click done. Apply, but then I'm gonna go back to text. And then I want to, okay, get off of there. Then I'm gonna go down here to my address. Now I don't have to put my address there if I don't want to. I can keep it there. I can put here's my business address, Northwest. Perfect. And now remember, you can actually go in and edit these under tokens so that I don't have to do this every single time. And so I can show you how to go in and edit those tokens so that I'm not typing like a grandma every single time I need to change something, because I kind of feel like that's what I'm doing today. So anyways, I can do that. I have my email address there. I can click done. Okay, I'm ready to go. It looks really generic. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to add some pizzazz. I'm going to click apply. I'm going to click done. Well, so this is now saved to my photo album. So whatever device you're using, your phone, your iPad, a tablet, is going to be saved on your photo album. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually click start over. And then I'm going to start in photos and collages next. I'm going to go to my camera roll and I'm going to choose that picture. Well, you see how kind of funky it is? The first thing you want to do before any editing is across the bottom here, you want to click edit layout. And there's this really cool feature that changes the ratio of that photo. So if you were to scroll over down here, you're going to see, so these are all mine on the left right here, but there's this little thin line and everything to the right are the ratios that Photofy has added. So they've got stuff for, like, we can go in and I'll show you how to do an Instagram story after this. You can go in and do portrait Instagram. You can do Twitter. You can do Pinterest and Tumblr. And they've also added the sizings for like different photos here. 5x7, 4x6, 8x10. But if you see to the left of that line, they're going to be, these are all of the ratios I've added. Now, if you want to know how to add different ratios, there's two ways you can do it. You can Google, hey Google, what is the ratio pixels of a digital business card? And then Google that, and then you can add custom dimensions. And now what I'll have, also what I can have Monica do is she's actually got a really cool article that gives you different pixels and dimensions. And so you can look at that article. So what I've done here is I've already added my digital business card. See how it changes? It's magic. So I'm gonna click apply. Well, then I'm gonna go back to text and overlay. And I am going to go ahead and add, say I wanna add my Bitmoji, or I'll add my Bitmoji because this is something fun. So I've already loaded my Bitmoji to add logo. I'm gonna go down here and I'm gonna add her, and I can slide across the screen down here. Come on, I can make her smaller and I can put her right down here in the corner. There's Sharon 2.0. Oh, I need to add blue to that. I got blue in my hair now too. Anyways, I digress. So I can add my Bitmoji. Every time I pop a sticker, a picture, anything like that, I always put a shadow on it. And the reason I do that is because it just makes that picture pop all that more. See how cool that is? Like she's popping now. Well, so I want to add, maybe I want to go in and I want to add just a little bit more flair. I can go here into artwork and I can access this first one here under REMAX brand is going to be almost pretty much everything. That first tab is going to have everything not sorted. So that's what I was trying to say earlier. The other tabs are going to be tabs where they're sorted. So one thing to hit on and to remind you of, if you guys don't have it, your brokers should have your agent portal set up. Each broker gets a broker portal that allows them to load their logos into that. So these are my logos here in our region, and all of my agents have access to those logos. And then any other additional logos I want to add, if they're specific to our office or if they are specific to different things in our region. So I'm going to go over and I'm going to click on REMAX Home Stickers. And I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to find my favorite stickers. Look at that. Gosh, I love those stickers. They're so much fun. I'm going to show you my favorite, though. It is this one right here where it says sell. Yeah. So I'm going to do this. And I'm going to I think I'm going to put it right there. Beautiful. So it's, I want to twist it just a little bit. Now you can tweak things by putting your fingers. You can pinch them and squeeze them on the screen. Or you can use a little slide bar at the bottom. So see if I click just rotation, I can make it so that it looks a little bit more even. There we go. And then again, shadow, I always pop a shadow on my stickers so they pop all that more. So you're going to see that is really cool. And I always do black, but you could do red, blue. Here, let's see if we change this to red. So, oh, hey, that actually is pretty cool. But remember to scroll up just a little bit, grab that eyedropper tool, and then you can drag that over and actually get the red of the REMAX. Or if I wanted just to stick with the blue, I could do the red, the blue of the balloon. But since we are all about flair, I'm going to pop the red one on there. Okay. And I'm going to click apply. Sounds good. And then I'm going to click apply for that one. Now, if I want to go out in here and I want to say I forgot to add something, say I want to add my cell phone number because I don't have that on here. I can click on text and I can type in cell. And then I can type that here, return. Oh, I don't want to return. I want to click apply. So it drives me crazy. It always defaults to white, so I can hardly see it. So I'm going to just change that to black for right now. But I want to actually scroll up and get my eyedropper tool so it matches that blue of the other text. So I'm actually going to click on that. Come on, give me that blue. There we go. Perfect. And it actually looks to be a little darker. Maybe we'll just use this blue because it's bigger. Beautiful. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to click apply. And then I can move it up. I want to make it smaller so it's not the thing that sticks out like a sore thumb there. And then I can change my fonts. This is where I really get stuck because there's so many cool fonts. So just as you go through, you can change your font to whatever you want to put it at. So say I want to be a little, no, I don't like that one. Let's do something like that. So it just kind of pops a little bit. And so I'm going to put that right down here and maybe I make it a little bigger. There we go. So it's added. So then I can go in and I can change. If I wanted to put a shadow there, background, I could do all that. But then I'm going to click apply. That's done. I'm ready to go. I've done all the playing around I want to do on that one. So I'm going to click done. Again, this is now in my photo albums. From this done screen here, I can click on Instagram. I can share it to Facebook. I can share it to Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn. I can text that. I could schedule that. Now on my iPad, I can actually click on more share options. I can airdrop it. I can message it, email it, drive it, save the image is already there. So there's multiple things that I can do through this done screen. Okay, so those are the digital business cards. And what's really cool, or what I think you all should do, is I think you should all go out and do a digital business card and then email it to me at Sharon@photofy.com so I can see all of your cool creations. I expect awesomeness. So anyways, starting over, let us go back in and I'll show you another ratio. I'm going to show you a ratio for an Instagram story. So I'm going to start here for photos and I'm going to start at photos and collages. Now this one, I don't have a picture per se. Say I just wanted to do a generic kind of ad for the day. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually look in the stock photos. So I can go over here to stock photos and I can go and I can search. What if I wanted to try something for Halloween? Let's see what they have for Halloween, if I spelled it right. Cool. So say I want to do something creepy with spider webs. Or, hold on, let me see if I can find a house on here. So let's do this house here. This is a cool haunted house. I'm going to click continue. But before I do any editing, I want to preface that. Before you do any editing, you want to change that ratio. Because then if you change the ratio after you do editing, you're going to have to go in and fix your editing. So I'm going to go over here to edit layout. I'm going to click on ratio. I'm going to scroll over and I'm going to click on Instagram story. So then I can make it smaller if I want to. I can make that bigger. I'm going to click apply. Okay. Now I'm just going to add some stuff. So like, don't get stuck living next to the, or, you know, don't get stuck having to settle for this house. So I guess we'll just use some looking for your next haunted house. Oh, that's really good. For your next, I hate that doesn't change it, for your next haunted house. But I want to do this so it's on the other line. Okay. No. Apply. I'm going to change my color here. Let's do red. And then there's this I've never used this font before, but it's perfect. There we go. I'm gonna go to see. I have too much fun doing this. This is what's really cool. So I'm gonna do I want to spread it out a little bit? So you can do like tracking and you can spread it out or put it more together. So there's that. And then I can pop a shadow on there. Boom. Okay. There we go. Apply. Now I can go in and I can add, say, again, I like to pop my picture on everything. And this one, I don't want to have my Bitmoji. I want to make it a little bit more professional. I'm going to add, this is Aubrey, one of my agents in my office. She's so pretty. So I use her as an example all the time. So I'm going to put my picture there. We'll do this side because it's flat. There we go. And then just throw fun stuff in here. So then I can add more text where I can say like, call me today. Call me to find, or just call me. Let's just do call me because I'm not thinking of anything creative right now. Call me and then return. And then I'm just going to put our office number in here for right now. I don't think she'd be very happy if I shared her cell phone number. And then apply, and then I can pop that right down here. Again, change my color, and then change my font. And we're going to use Butcherman to see how it looks too, because it's, ooh, that's so cool. And then I'm going to do my shadow. And then perfect. Oh no, we'll do black. There we go. There we go. Apply. And then I want to go in here and I want to add some REMAX artwork. I'm going to click artwork here. And I am going to go into, what do I want to go into? The REMAX home stickers, or is it just the REMAX brand? I'm going to try to find my balloon that I like to post on here. So yep, I'm going to do my balloon. And then I'm going to make it super tiny. Ooh, I can even put it in the sky. So I'm gonna put it up here in the sky. And I don't like, I like it sometimes the balloon to pop, but sometimes I don't want the balloon to be the forefront. I kind of like just to make it opaque if my line wants to move. Beautiful. So that the opacity, that's not the first thing you see. So I have my balloon on there, but that's not the first thing I see. So that's what I'm gonna do right there. And then I click apply. I'm gonna click here. Good deal. I don't know if I want to change that. There we go. So now I'm ready to post this. I'm going to click done. And then from this screen, because this is an Instagram story, I can actually click Instagram. And I can click this and share this directly to my story. Oh, it didn't do the black background. That's strange, Monica. It did a white background.
That is interesting.
Gotta love technology. Actually, let's share it to my story and see. Yeah, it did a black background. I mean, a white background and not the black background. Interesting.
I wonder if that stock photo has transparency and it just doesn't show up properly.
Maybe. So that's, another fun thing that you can do. So you can do different playing around, like figuring out, okay, what do I want to create? What do I want to post out today? What if I want to do what if I want to, again, start with just one of my houses and I want to do a Facebook story, or let's see, what other, let's say this is my dream house right here. And then I'm going to go to edit layout. And the ones that are in here, you could do Pinterest and Tumblr, LinkedIn. We could also do like a square. That's the square. One thing that I did find was let's see if it's in here, Facebook story. I know Facebook has a different ratio than Instagram does. So I think that's on your article. So let's do okay, I'll show you one more thing. The Facebook cover. That's also a popular one. So I could do something like this, and then I'm going to click apply, and then, okay, get off home snap. And then I could even like twist that bad boy right there. So let's do that. Let's go here. Let's actually go back here. So I'm going to go back to border. Do I want to do it this way? I'm trying to think what I want to do with this one. Collage. Nope, that's not what I want to do. So you just play around with it, and I could edit the photo. I can adjust it, blur it out. Say I want to make a little bit of a radial blur. I could totally do that, and then move my blur over to the front yard if I want to, but I don't want to do that. So I'm going to actually squeeze that out again. Click. See, and sometimes I get premature and click done. Just go back. So I'm going to add some artwork here. Let's go to REMAX Home Stickers. And then I could do something, patience, test drive a lot of homes, or we could do let's do a hustle one. Big hustles. Let's do, which one do I want? Big hustles, big wins. We're going to do that one on here. We're going to make it smaller. And I'm going to put it right here in the corner. Change that color to, so let's do that red. Perfect. And then I'm going to do the shadow so it pops. Yeah, no, blue and black, I mean. Okay. So I have a tendency to talk to myself a lot too while I'm doing this stuff. So big hustles, big wins. I'm going to click apply. And then I am going to move that over there. And then I want to remix. I did it again, man. Not my day for these. So I'm going to go back into artwork, and then I could do the 28 years experience one, which is pretty cool. I could change my experience to say, maybe I only have 10 years in the business. We're going to click apply. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, okay, come on. There we go. Put it right there. And it doesn't have to be turned. It can be like this. Beautiful. And then you can do, like I said, there's so much that you can do here. If you've got your own personal logo, you can brand that with your own personal logo just by adding that under add logo. Let me see if I still have one. I don't, but you can put your picture back on this if you wanted to do something with that. So say I'm ready to post this. I'm going to go done. But from here, I'm not going to click on Facebook. You actually have to go into Facebook on your device and then go into that cover photo and post that. So those are 3 really simple, easy hacks talking about digital business cards, Instagram stories, and then Facebook cover photos. It's just kind of knowing the tips and tricks of the trade. So, and then, I mean, if you guys have any questions, anything like that, please feel free to, reach out, show me your cool graphics, your cool designs. And then I think one other thing to point out is projects. So I do different projects quite a bit. I have a new agent template that I really like to use, but I like to use it. I edited my new agent template. I'll show you what I mean. So under new agents, under templates, my favorite template here is this one. And so all of my templates, I've changed this verbiage over here. And instead of having to do that every single time, the color, the size, the location, what I've done is the first one that I do, so I'm working on this one, after I've edited it and made it my own, I'm going to click on this little piece of paper right here and save this as a project. So then I have a new agent project, and I'm going to show you. when you want to go in and you want to, sure, like, oh, I got a new agent, I got to go in and create a new agent announcement. I'm going to click up here on my little hamburger menu. I'm going to go to projects, and you're going to see I have a new agent. And all I need to do is I can change this picture, and then I can change the verbiage here. So it is as simple as that. So back to projects. That wasn't the right one. Oh, it's this one. This is the one I use all the time. So here's my Casey. So I can change the picture. I can change the name, the cell phone, the office number, and then I'm ready to go. So that's how you edit projects. And then it just automatically defaults to the project that it was saved as. So, all right, Monica, that's what I got for today.
Awesome. Awesome. So yeah, just to touch on what Sharon was saying with the ratio sizes, there is an article. If you, or excuse me, if you're on your main screen and you tap on the 3 lines at the top left, let me go ahead and switch over to my screen here real quick. I'll cut that out. Okay. So if you tap on the 3 lines at the top left and go to, come on, mouse. Yeah, mousey. Okay, there. If you tap on the 3 lines at the top left and go down to support, and then you can search for custom ratio. Okay, so it'll bring up custom ratio, which will bring up a little tutorial on how to use it. You can watch that on your phone or computer. And then there's a bunch of different recommended pixel sizes. Everything that you enter in the custom ratio field is going to be in pixel sizes. So keep that in mind. If you want to do a 3x5 photo, you're going to want to use the pixel sizes and not the inches, because it will turn out to be teeny tiny and very, very blurry. But I did pull up some custom dimensions for Facebook, as well as Twitter and YouTube and Pinterest. So for anything that you guys utilize that you don't see and you'd like me to add, please let me know. One other thing about support is if you run into an issue with anything, there is a specific section here for REMAX where you can go in and look at some specific video tutorials. You can view our past webinars, and you can also contact us by tapping on the little 3 lines here and submitting a request. This form will get to me to where I can help you guys out. So please be as descriptive as possible if you guys are running into a bug or some sort of issue, and that'll help me kind of understand what's going on. And that is everything that we had on our agenda for today. So Sharon and I will go ahead and jump back on live and go through all of the awesome questions that you guys sent in.
Those are some really good questions. I did see on here just recently, Jennifer asked, how do you get your professional photo or Bitmoji uploaded to Photofy? You actually go to, like you're going to create a photo, and there is an add logo button right next to text. And you would add your picture there, your Bitmoji. You want to make sure that it is a PNG, meaning it's a transparent background.
Cool. So yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of folks are asking about access to a replay because you missed part of this. Yeah, all of this is recorded, and we will definitely make sure that you get a copy in your email within 24 hours. That way we can, it takes a little bit of time for the video to render properly, and we'll get it uploaded and everything. Also, if you want a quick and easy way, you can check all of our past webinars just by tapping on the menu in the top left and going to support. In fact, here, let me go and share my phone screen real quick. And then we can walk you through it. All right, so if you, am I sharing? I might not be sharing, huh?
I don't see anything sharing yet, Monica.
I forgot to hit yes. Okay. There we go. Okay, so if you tap on the three lines in the top left and go to support and locate the REMAX button right here. I just passed it. There we go. In here, there are sections for videos. So video tutorials under broker and agents. If you click on past webinars, you can view every webinar that we have done so far for REMAX. And there's different features and different ones. A lot of the beginning where we go through the basics of how to register and kind of walk through similar, but we do have a lot of good questions that kind of get our creativeness going at the end. So feel free to check those all out as well. Okay, who else? What other questions do we have here?
Deb asked a question about how do you get the pic like she just added to haunted house with the background. You would just go into like photos and collages, and then I searched under stock photos. So Photofy does have a bunch of stock photos that have been added, and I just searched like Halloween or haunted house, and that's another really cool thing. So when you're working in Canva and you want to design, you want a photo, you typically go out and Google that photo if it's not there. Well, the thing with that is you don't know if those are royalty free. You could get slapped with the, hey, you're using my photo, you can go ahead and pay me this much money. With Photofy, you're not going to do that. That's never going to happen because these are photos that have been provided by Photofy. So
yes.
That's enough.
So yeah, all of these are royalty free, licensed for free use. So go ahead and use those as often as you like. And REMAX has included a lot of stock photos as well. Camera roll, if you break them down by albums on your device, you can do that as well. And we typically have Google Drive and Dropbox. Fine on Android. Okay, let's see. We've got.
Do we send this out via email, or how do they get the recordings? I know you said we record it, but how do they get it?
We do. So, the easiest way really is to go to support and then find that REMAX section and then locate the video tutorials, agents and brokers, and it's got past webinars there. That's the easiest way. But yes, I will send out an email to everyone who registered for this webinar, whether you were able to make it or not, and make sure you've got a link to everything to view it. So it will take me about 24 hours to do, but it will be available soon. All right, let's see. I'm looking for a certificate template. Is there one?
This isn't connected to the OneDrive app, right? It's only Google and
This is
Dropbox.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we do not have a connection to OneDrive yet.
Yeah. Sharon Mason, it is not connected to the OneDrive. It is only your Google Drive and your Dropbox for right now.
Okay, so Deb says, I'm looking for a certificate template. Is there one? Certificate as in kind of like creating something freeform for a certain accomplishment. We've got a lot of awards in here. Now keep in mind, everything that's in here is created by REMAX LLC's marketing team. So if you think that something's missing, definitely let us know and we can send that information up to them and request different things. Don't know what turnaround time is or what their requirements are, but we can definitely send them suggestions. Okay, look at Halloween photos. The home you showed is not there. Does this update here and there with new photos? So you may just have to search because the stock photo library is massive. What did you search for before? Halloween or haunted house?
I did. I think I did haunted house. I don't remember. Okay. Or maybe I just did Halloween. Man, do haunted house. There's some really cool ones in there. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how I found that. Is that the one right there? With
the there it is.
There it is, right there. Yeah. We searched haunted house.
Okay.
I slept since then, Monica.
So this picture does have transparency, so it shows up as black on the background. I looked at it later. I was like, oh, it's showing up. So the black background is a transparent background. That's why it turned it out to be a white one when you saved it.
Gotcha.
I was like, oh, that's cool. All right. So number of years recognized certificate, didn't want to say anniversary. So that image that Sharon used from the artwork that said 10 years, or this is editable. So you can choose. Let me see. I'm just going to grab this because I need a background. But you can edit that number. So if you wanted to make something kind of freeform, you can change that there. So I know that is one option. If you want to go templates, you could probably have to look through different things. Let me see. I'm not sure. Not
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't think they've done. It might be under. I'm wondering if it's even under the recruiting aspect. Maybe we can talk to LLC and see if we can add something like recognizing that.
Yeah. I know this one you can change the happy birthday if you want to do that. I wonder if congratulations changes. Oh, and you can change this too if you want to edit that congratulations. A lot of these templates are completely editable. Every once in a while, you'll find the ones that are not, that have some stuff locked in. So we got Zoom backgrounds. So kind of, dig around and check them out. We're working towards getting them 100% editable. So hopefully we can get that going for you. Okay. And we got Jennifer with the Bitmoji. And I know someone wanted your Cliff Notes for your business card. That business card was a lot of fun.
I love the business card one. I sent her my, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to, you can always email me at Sharon@photofy.com.
Awesome. I don't see any more questions popping up in the Q&A. If you guys have any other questions, go ahead and add them and we'll get to before we go. I'm trying to dig through chat to see if there's anything we missed, and I'm trying to keep up with everyone. Looks like everyone liked the ideas. All right, some of my features are blank, no template, no photos, because I don't have a paid account yet. You shouldn't have, if you're registered for REMAX, no, you should have access to everything. It may be, as long as you're seeing the blue REMAX screen, Dawn. If you're not, then we want to make sure that you're signed in. And if you are signed in and not seeing things, it could be that maybe there is a empty category, and that's something we'll have to look into. If you need to, go ahead and email me, support@photofy.com, and I can definitely dig into that for you, any screenshots that you may have. And let's see, I don't have a search bar for certain pictures. Am I blind? So Carla, if you are looking in the REMAX photos or artwork, then unfortunately there's not a search feature yet. That is something we are working on building out. Stock photos should have a search feature. It may be a little magnifying glass button, depending on if you're Android or iOS. iOS has that search line at the top. How do we use Zoom backgrounds? So now I can't show you the Zoom side of it, unfortunately, but if you grab a Zoom background from the app, you can, let me tap on one. And this has some editable text. So if you want to change what it says in your background, you can do that. Otherwise, then you'll go ahead and save it. I didn't make any changes. You can save it to your phone and then send it up to your computer, whether that is, through email, or you can also do more share options if there's a way you want to use it that's not available in our defaults. I would airdrop it to my computer and then open it up in Zoom once I've got the camera on and utilize it that way. So you'd have to locate the Zoom information as far as how to change your virtual background, but it is out there.
Okay. And the recordings are, it's youtube.com/photo app, right? To get the recordings.
youtube.com/Photofy app. That's where we do our live. I think it does record there as well and stay there. Typically it's just I keep everything in Vimeo, so it's organized.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that might be it. I don't see anything else coming up. So awesome. Well, thanks for joining me again.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us. We will definitely do this again next month.
Yes, same time, same place. Oh, you know what else? You have your weekly meetups on Fridays, right?
Yes, I do.
So for anyone that needs a little extra help who has specific questions, feel free to email Sharon, Sharon@photofy.com, or you can also ask me via support at photofy.com for a link, and I can get you a link to her sign up page, or just email Sharon directly and she can get you set up as well. But it's every Friday at what time?
12 Central.
12 o'clock Central. All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. So that will definitely be another option for you guys. Instead of waiting for the big webinar, you can jump in a little one with her anytime during or any week. All right. So aside from that, thank you guys so much for spending your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world with us.
Yes, thank you for joining us.
We hope this was beneficial in getting your creativeness going and learning some good info on how to power up your marketing. If you have any questions at any time, support.photofy.com, and we'll see you next time. Have a great one.